Before I talk about today's subject matter that I want to talk about, I want to say this to this one clown. I forgot your name, or I would say it, but I had to block your dumbass. Telling me how, oh, your channel's not big enough for you to get bogged down. Really? Are you kidding me? Yeah, you're right. I have a very small channel. I have over 1,200 people headed towards 1,300. But can you imagine out of almost 1,300 people, what if just 100 of those people, 100, what if just 50 people that are very involved with my channel write me? Do you have any idea how hard that is to do whatever you do in a day and make YouTube videos and run your house and do this, go shopping, cook, clean, do clothes, and now you got to write 25 to 50 people, maybe 100 people a day? So that's why you got your dumbass blocked, because you're stupid. You're gone. Okay, let's get on with it. I want to talk about, oh, I forgot to put this stupid microphone on. I always forget. Always forget. All right, I want to talk about something that happened to me a long time ago. Now, I don't want any of you, especially women, throwing yourselves, oh, he's talking about me. Not really. Not really. This is a situation that happened to me a long time ago, and this is about jealousy. I lost a marriage because of jealousy. And I'm sure that a lot of you have experience in jealousy. Whether your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your husband, or your wife, I guarantee you, you've had some form of jealousy that you have had to deal with. You may be the one that's jealous. You may be the one that's on the other side of the jealousy. I don't know. I'll give you an example of something, and you tell me, has this ever happened to you? Because it did me. Now, I was married to this gal, very sweet person, very, really, except she had a terrible, terrible problem with jealousy. She told me, she goes, I love you so much that I can't bear the thought of another woman looking at you. Now, I mean, that's you talk about insecure. That's almost borderline crazy. I'll give you an example. I lived on the coast, okay, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and we have, like, I forgot, 26, 28 miles of beach, white sand beach. And we all grew up on the beach, and what do you wear when you go to the beach? You don't wear a tuxedo. You don't wear a three-piece suit. At least the people I knew didn't. We wore shorts, so we wore bathing suits. Some of the girls wore bikinis. Some of the guys just wore whatever. Sometimes we would just have some cut-off short pants, and that's what we, wore when we went to the beach. That's kind of normal. I feel like I got a hair on me here. But anyway, I'm driving down this road. I'm sitting here driving, just enjoying the day. I was showing my wife where I went to high school. It's a very impressive school. The grounds are absolutely beautiful. And it's right by the beach. So I'm driving down the road, but I have to come to a stop because the road crosses. So I had to stop, but right across the street is the beach. And guess what? Yeah, there just happens to be just a ton full of people, guys and girls. The guys are wearing their bathing suits. The girls are wearing their bathing suits. Some are wearing the full-piece bathing suits. Some are wearing bikinis or whatever. But I'm driving. I'm with my wife now. She's sitting like 1.5 feet away from me. And I'm driving. I got to stop because I got a road to deal with, a dead end. And I got to turn left or I got to turn right. Well, I was turning left in this case. So when I stopped, I looked left and then I looked right. I, didn't want to get into an accident. And guess what El Bimbo says? Well, did you get enough of looking at those beautiful girls in bathing suits? And I'm like, what? Yeah, I bet you wish I could look like that, huh? And I knew what was coming. So I made the turn, went on back home. That's just one out of hundreds of little incidents. And I'm going to tell you one more. Now check this out. Now, we're talking about a 7-year marriage here. I don't know how I lasted that long, to be honest with you. Let me get my fidget pen. We're at home, and we're watching TV. And this is the way it was. You talk about jealous. How many of you guys or girls, this could happen either way, how many of you could deal with this kind of, I guess you could call it abuse. I guess this is psychological and emotional abuse, if you really want to know the truth about it. Okay, you're watching television. Now, if a pretty girl is on the television, this was expected of me. I was supposed to turn my head until that commercial was over, until that girl was off the screen. Because my wife was so religious. I'm talking nutty religious. That was one reason why I pulled away too from the church, really big time too. Not only when I was 13, but that didn't help later in my life, married to this religious woman. I should have known better. But anyway, I messed up. But anyway, so I'm watching TV and this girl comes on, real pretty girl. You know, it could have been a Hallmark movie. I don't know, but she's a pretty girl. And so the wife starts in with a, oh, well, I guess you wish I looked like her, huh? I couldn't take it no more. I couldn't take this crap no more. I'm a very patient man, believe it or not. You know, I get on here and you hear me rant and rave. I don't really do that in real life, you know. But I'll tell you something, that irritated the holy hell out of me. And so whenever it came nighttime and we went to bed, I was up probably for 24 hours. I had this stuff going in my mind, just thinking about all of these things, all of this jealousy, all of this crap. And I didn't sleep for probably 24 hours. I'm just laying there in bed. And she was awake too, and she's just running that mouth, accusing me of this and girl that. One time she asked me this, and I'll get back to what I'm talking about now. She goes, we're in our bedroom, and she says, I want to ask you a question, okay? And I went, okay. This is in our bedroom. And she says, who is your dream girl? And I thought about it. I said, well, I don't have a dream girl. She goes, no, look, it's okay. It's okay. You can tell me. It's not going to hurt my feelings. It's not going to mess me up. You know, it's not going to do anything. She says, if you had to pick a dream girl, who would you pick? And honestly, I'm rushing through my head. I'm thinking of all these people, and I really don't know. Because I really kind of didn't have a dream girl. Not really, you know. I mean, yeah, there's girls out there that's pretty. Actresses, movie stars, they're very pretty. And I couldn't think, but I just watched this one movie. It was called The Marrying Man with Alex Baldwin and his wife, Kim Basinger. So I thought I just had watched that movie. So I said, okay, Kim Basinger. Well, she didn't know who Kim Basinger was. Not really. So she walks out of the room. She goes down to the hall and she goes into this little room where we had some computers, our computer set up. And she gets on her typing and she types in Kim Basinger to find out who is Kim Basinger. And Kim Basinger, let me tell you, she was a drop-dead gorgeous woman, a beautiful blonde. And if you guys know who I'm talking about, you'll know what I mean. She's a very pretty lady, very pretty. Well, couldn't think of anybody, so I threw out Kim Basinger out there. Boy, she came rushing through that hallway, and I mean, she got irate. It got to the point where she was so jealous of any woman that was blonde-headed, or blonde-haired, or whatever you call it. She couldn't stand it. And a combination of all of this, I'm going to go back to what I was talking about earlier, it just got to me. And that night that I was up for like 24 hours, and I'm sitting there listening to her, bah, 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 bah. This girl, that girl, how dare you? Why don't you do this? Why don't you be like my dad? When a woman pops up on the screen, he turns his head out of respect for my mother. And I had enough. And I got up, I swear, I got up and I said, I am going to give you your life back. I'm leaving. I've had enough, man. And that was the last time I ever saw that person ever in my life again. That was a long, long, long time ago. But folks, that's the kind of stuff that jealousy can do. It kills trust. It really does. It is emotional sabotage. It's emotional suffocation. I don't know why people do that. You know what I mean? Especially the trust part. It's like, why don't you trust me enough to believe me? I'm not going to cheat on you. I don't have a track record of doing that. I'm not a player. I don't do that kind of stuff. Now, do I talk to girls? Yeah, I talk to you ladies right here. And sometimes, and let me tell you something else, and this happens quite often. Oh, and me too. I'm very guilty of this. I am a long-winded person. I can't just sit down here and turn on the camera and talk for 30 seconds and then go, hey, everybody, I'm Jimmy Rance. Bye. I can't. I got to talk. I'm a talker. I like to talk. I use my hands when I talk. I heard this one woman talk about, oh, when we talk, we should just be still and just look directly in the camera. I can't do that. That may work for you, but it don't work for me. I use my hands to talk. My whole family does. Anyway, I'm getting off into something else. But folks, I'm telling you something. That is just nothing more than just like toxic insecurity. I couldn't take it. This could have been a wonderful, wonderful marriage. It really, truly could have been, but because of the toxicity, because of the jealousy, I couldn't hang on. And what I was talking about, like online, I write long-winded. Well, a lot of you ladies write long-winded stuff to me, and you write. You write like a manifesto. You don't write like just a little comment. And so other people on my channel that's pretty involved, you'll see that some of these ladies write me long-winded conversations. And some of these ladies have kind of approached me and say, I guess y'all got something going on, huh, Jimmy? No, there's nothing going on with nobody. We're just writing to each other. Some of you I have known for over 10 years. Some of you I've known for over 3 years, and we're like friends, and we're just talking. And we're just rambling on with our words on YouTube. But other people see it, and this form of jealousy starts taking over. And I really wish y'all wouldn't do that. Don't read into something that's not there. If you're nice to me, I'm going to be nice back to you. If you come at me in some kind of flirtatious way, I may come back in a comical, flirtatious way myself. That does not mean that I want to marry you. That does not mean that I want to date you. It just means that when we communicate, we're long-winded. That's all it is. That's all it is. You know, it's like with my wife there and all the girls on the beach. I can't monitor the position of my eyes all of the time where I'll look because, well, I can't look here because if I do, I'm going to upset and she's going to get jealous. Oh, it's going to be a horrible night. I can't live like that, and you shouldn't have to live like that either. So whenever I get any signs, because of what I went through in this horrible, terrible 7-year marriage, jealousy based mostly. I don't know how I lasted 7 years, to be honest with you. Now, I guess that's how loyal and faithful I am to marriage. The most important thing to me, to be honest with you. I'm a family man. With my wife, I try to love my wife as much as I can, respect my wife as much as I can, and I would never do anything to try to hurt my wife. I wouldn't. But whenever they think in their twisted little mind, in their toxic, insecure little mind, I can't take it. It's not me that has the problem with that. It's you that has the problem. You need to go get help. And you know I'm right. You know I'm right. So people, if you find yourself in these toxic situations, I highly recommend you to do either one or two things. Get your spouse and yourself maybe to counseling and see if you can work this out. Or if it's a man or a woman, go see that's why we have divorce courts. There's no reason that you have to live under this emotional oppression. And that's exactly what it is. Well, I'm going to cut it here. I just wanted to make a little video about this. And I'm not gearing this to any certain person, okay? Because this has happened over my whole life. It's probably happened to you too. But me, with my 7 years of going through this torturous, emotional, unstable, this toxic, jealous marriage, anything to do with any jealousy that pops up now, if I detect jealousy out there on my channel or in real life, to be honest with you, it kind of sends off some red flags and alarms, if you know what I mean, and it makes me want to run the other way. So I thought I'd share that with you guys for whatever it's worth, and I do appreciate you being here, really. I really do. Thank you. I'm Jimmy Rance.